Guten Tag, world. I'm lying down holding my coffee. Yeah. In my, yeah, not, I don't drink coffee anymore. Anyway, I use this special golden coffee from Canada to do, coffee retention enema in the morning. Just a little bit. Because remember the mega colon I got? Anyway, TMI, Karen. I know, but this is the deal. This is what I got to do. I don't have to. I do feel that I feel better when I do it. And once I get completely away from the carbs, which I did up until yesterday. I had a grapefruit because I believe firmly that I was in keto flu. And the reason it was so severe was because I had went from incredible amount of carbs to zero overnight. And I was on day 5 feeling like I was going to die, literally die. I didn't have this experience the first time I went carnivore, probably because I had been reducing my carbs dramatically, attempting to be carnivore, and then actually succeeded. So I kind of stepped down, so it was not a dramatic thing, although a year ago when I tried to do it, and Jade Rain said, Karen, you're in keto flu. You're in keto flu. You gotta be careful. And I'm like, no, man, I'm cool. Like, thanks for the advice. It can't be me. You just silly shit in here. And so yesterday, well, in the middle of the night before last, severe backstabbing pain, unbelievable amount of pain, like a hot knife being driven into the spot right at the base of my neck, where I'd had a niggling nagging pain, and the dentist adjusted this, and the pain disappeared. I drove home, went to bed, moved my head, and man, it was on. I got up yesterday, I moved my neck again. It was like I felt like somebody had just freaking threw me out of a truck riding down the road. I was absolutely miserable until Gunsmoke, and we did not no sleep, almost none, like a 45-minute nap when I first went to bed, and then you wake up and you're up all night until the sun comes up, and then you fall asleep for another 45 minutes, and the cat wakes you up. That was like 3 days in a row, and I'm going, what is wrong with this? Because I know damn well the last time I went 100% carnivore, well, except for that cup of coffee, right? I slept like a rock on the third or fourth night, and I was like in shock. Anyway, yeah, I tried. I jumped from too high of a precipice. I jumped from a too high carb eating lifestyle. I mean, I dove off a cliff and went, ugh. It was fucking horrifying. So yesterday during Gunsmoke, I ate a grapefruit. It was absolutely delicious, probably as toxic as can be, but I believe it absolutely halted, the keto flu. So I'm going to proceed today. The pain, well, let me be honest. I took 2 Motrin, and I broke a small piece of Flexeril. We've had them for like 15 years. I got this bottle of Flexeril. There's muscle relaxers. I broke a little, like I took like a fourth of it with 2 Motrin. And I'm like, the heck with this, right? I also sat in a massage chair twice yesterday. But at any rate, and I iced, because the pain was that severe. I'm going, and I said, this is keto flu. Because after I ate that grapefruit, I felt a hell of a lot better. It was like shocking. So people be saying, well, it's because you need fruit, Karen, you need fruit. Well, for a certain purpose at this time, yes. For life, not if I don't eat breads and noodles, the wheat, that kind of stuff. Then I don't believe that I actually need fruit. I think we need for the vitamin C and stuff in fruit when we're eating grains that are stripping or blocking or whatever is going on there. It blocks the absorption of the vitamin C that we get from the meats. So that's my thoughts. Is it true or not? I don't know. I'm just looking at videos of doctors that are keto doctors or carnivore doctors. The usual lineup. I don't look at Sean Baker too much anymore. Every now and then I check him out, and I looked at Anthony Chaffee, and I'm like, oh my God. He told me something I didn't know. Let me think about what that was. Wait a second. Oh, about the fruit. Now see, and Jade Rains will say, Carol, I can't believe you didn't know that. Like, what's the matter with you? Girl, I can't know it all. I'm kind of mental. That's why I have you to get to dive a little bit deeper and say, you didn't know that? No, I didn't know that. I didn't understand that when you pulled the fruit off the tree before it was ripe, it contains far more toxins than fruit from the same tree were you to wait until it was ripe, because the plant, the tree, and what will reabsorb the toxins, whatever it is, that are dangerous to us. So here I'm buying grocery store fruit like a moron, going, oh, it's all the same. But because I can't, you get so old and you're just like, oh, everything is so hard. Why is eating so hard? So I was eating them sunbitters, And man, it was delicious. And it made me mental. So I'm back to mental. Well, I'm feeling more stable today. I've got 2 grapefruits sitting on the counter, and I'm going to leave them there. And if I feel like I'm hitting the keto flu again, I'll just eat one or a half. I'll put the other half in the fridge just to slow down the bumpy ass ride that I just took and was just like not associating it with having radically dropped, extreme amount of sugar overnight. Because these things don't happen to me because I'm special. I don't get keto flu. I don't get, you know what I'm saying? Like this whole magical thinking. Magical thinking. Because I was convinced by my parents growing up that I was different than everybody else. So I just assumed, because they told me, you're never sick, you're not sick, you're lying. So it got implanted in me that, well, everybody else has it worse than you. Like, oh, so I don't have pain. No, not like everybody else. It was just fucked up mental implantation by these lunatics. So I'm still trying to weed through that. So I thought, my mother was lying, and I believed it. I better believe Jade reigns over her. And so I ate the grapefruit Jade, and I pulled out of it like whoosh. So I later wanted and had 2 tenderloin steaks, and it was almost finished, the second one, not quite. But I'm going to get up and have bacon and eggs. And I'm going to maybe make some roast beef out of that tenderloin later. Lenny's got to leave for the night. So, and then I thought, when I'm able to get fully carnivore for an amount of time, like if I get 30 days under my belt, maybe I'll do like a 3-day fast or something like that, because I'm thinking about these people that are reversing cancer by doing this, by fasting and this, I saw this one guy's comment. Yeah, I fast. He had cancer in the past, and 2 times a year he fasts for 5 to 7 days. And Lenny's like, oh, man, how do you do that? It's incredible. And then I read or saw somebody say, maybe it was in a video, you should not even be attempting to fast until you are no longer carb dependent, because I think it just plunges you into keto flu. He didn't say that, but I'm thinking, yeah, because it's so incredibly miserable, you literally can't function. And then people go, I can't fast. That's because you're carb dependent. Or so say these doctors, what is starting to make, I'm living it real time. So I'm going, oh, I didn't fast, but I fasted from carbs, but like overnight, like bam, because my day 1 was Monday of this week. So I have literally no pain in where I had it. And I'm thinking, are there electrolytes in grapefruit? And Jade's going, how can you be so dumb? Look, I don't know everything. I know, I love you, Jade. I love that you know things I don't know, because I need to know them, and I trust you because you're sincere. So I know, if somebody's sincere, I believe them. That's called gullible as fuck. But you put it to the test and you find out it's true, and you go, okay, I can trust them on that area anyway. And myself, you feel it and you go, yeah, that resonates. Oh, the new age talking. Oh, the pseudo spirituality. Blah blah blah. Hey, it's the energy. It's the electromagnetic communication between people that are on the same wavelength frequencies, like me and Not Your Fucking Guru and Creator Moms, and you know who you are out there. Frankie, you're out there. You know what I'm saying? Deb, you're there. We're there. So I've learned. And Deborah, I know you love to eat your little bit of everything. I get it. But I tell you what, if you could kind of reduce the carbs, like tremendously, you might see some results with the pain, the hot flashes, and the thing that, man, I had back to back hot flashes, night sweats, the night before last. It was so bad. I thought, I'm like, why are my hot flashes so terrible? I was just like, oh, and I'm going, Lenny, I'm a baby. I think I'm a narcissist. It's all about me. And he's like, no, you're not. So then I ate that grapefruit, and I'm like, bam. Just pop me right out of it. So I'm gonna keep it as it's like, I think it's like maybe coming off of heroin. And when I thought about what these moms were saying years ago about the autistic kids, they were taking them off of wheat and gluten, and the kids were literally flipping out. And the one mom said, it's like a heroin addict coming off of heroin. Those kids, not only are they autistic, they were in keto flu. God help them. God help them. So anybody with the autistic children, because my son was somewhat autistic, it's hard to say what I think it was the PDD with a PD not, whatever it was. pervasive developmental disorder. But it was caused from, well, dare I say it, pa-ching, pa-ching, in their tiny arms when they were children, because he was perfectly fine and moved and acted perfectly normally until a certain age, and then he started to decline, and started moving in very geeky ways. When I'm going, that's brain damage, goddamn it. Anyway, took him to occupational therapy and knitted a whole and put him like a very, very. I didn't try to be keto-ish, but I was just trying to take him off of processed food. He actually went on to some greens, which wasn't very smart, but I didn't know. I thought it was good. I had him on salmon, lamb, beef. I mean, and I was giving him fish oil and all this stuff, and he radically improved while in occupational therapy. And after a year or two, he stopped. He had no more geeky movements when he walked and ran and moved. It was unbelievable. He was normal, and I'm like, yay, because this kid was getting older and he needed to get a mug and yob. Anyway, and he did, and he got a job and he walked around and delivered menus until he saved enough money to buy a car. Then he drove and he crashed it 2 years later. But hey, he drove, maybe it was a year. He drove for a long time before he crashed that fucker. But that's because he just, like his mom, was like, no, I'm good. I can eat carbs all the time and I can do this and that and this and that, until he got manic and crashed his car. Anyway, God bless his heart. He's amazing. He's got a fabulous girlfriend. I mean, cream of the crop girlfriend. I'm like, how did you do that? And he's like, because I ain't settling for these trashy hoes running around Glen Burnie. How about that? And he didn't say that. But I mean, I know that's what he was thinking. Like, he does not want to date. He was looking for a partner. He found one. I mean, he and this girl met in high school, and they talked and talked and talked and stayed friends. And he moved out of town for a year and a half or two, and they talked and talked and talked online. And they're like, you know what? I think we're in love. I think you better come back to Glen Burnie. And they did. They've been together ever since. And I'm so happy. I mean, it can happen. It can happen with these autistic kids. Get them off the carbs. But do it gently, okay? I didn't know this was going to turn into autism and carbs, but if I could turn back the hands of time. So I'm trying to, like, express to you all, don't do what I did. You know, anyway, don't just be like, I'm different, I can eat carbs all day and be okay. No. Anyway, but be gentle with yourself at the same time. If you can't be 100%, it's okay. You don't, the being upset with yourself about the food choices you're making is probably just as bad as the bad choices you're making. So if you make a poor choice, you just say, I enjoyed that food, and now I'm just gonna try to be strong and try to make more sensible choices into the future. But don't beat yourself up. It will make the reaction, if you have any, to the poor choice worse. You know what I'm saying? I mean, to live consistently ashamed with yourself is no way to live. And my son-in-law has been talking to me about going carnivore, and he's following Dr. Saladino. Now my son-in-law is from El Salvador, where they don't pick fruit before it's ripe. He's like, when I go to the U.S., he's like, man, I was tripping out about, like, what's up with this food? Who's picking fruit before it's ripe? I mean, he was like, I was really confused. The food is terrible here. And then he just consistently, his health declined until he's got bowel issues because of the wheat and the dairy products here. And he finally dropped wheat, I think like a month ago. And he said, I immediately felt better. The gas, the bloating, the blah, 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 blah. And he's trying real hard to go carnivore, but he's confused. Should I just eat beef? I'm like, no, babe, just eat all the animal products you want. You want to eat seafood? God forbid the core exit in the water, but I eat a little bit of seafood because I'm stupid. Karen's stupid. But no, you have to enjoy your life to a point, I mean, until it's killing you. Right, Sarah UK? Imperfect carnivore, shout out. Because she's like, man, I touch that stuff, and I'm like, in distress. See, I can eat things that put you in immediate distress, and it only gives me very mild discomfort at first. If I keep doing it, then I go probably halfway as bad as you get. Like, I don't have severe issues, but man, me and Lenny have been eating fried onions just with our steak for a few weeks, and man, we just walk around the house like we were powered by gas. Across the room, we were laughing, and he's like, man, onions were good, weren't they? But it's not painful. You know what I'm saying? I know that you go through pain. So, Bill Knott, shout out, man, because you and Sarah UK and other people that are really trying to put your, nose to the grindstone in this, because you are really helping me. And I know tens of thousands of others with your dedication and being frank about it, and you imperfect carnivore saying, well, I ate something dumb. I suffered, so I'm going to try to stop doing that. And I'm going to do. You are so helpful. You are so uplifting to us who are just trying to feel decent while we live. We're not trying to live forever. We're just trying to feel good while we're living. And if we dropped out of a heart attack, yay. I mean, I don't want to linger. I don't want to linger, okay? But we're not going to die of a heart attack because we got off the carbs and everything else. So, but most of the world doesn't believe that. Well, the Western world anyway. I mean, I feel so great. Look, I didn't even have coffee. Look at me. I'm like, well, I said the coffee. You're like, look, got the coffee in your bum care and you absorb the caffeine. Not necessarily, no. If you do it right, you will not. You just don't want the coffee to go up any higher than just inside the hoo-ha. So, no, you don't. I don't get jittery. I don't get speed off. Now, if I were to turn upside down and let that coffee run all into my intestines, then I would absorb the caffeine and be really wired. Anyway, I believe that I'll be good to. I'll probably only do one of these a week after I get fully carnivore, if I make it there. I think that I can, because I didn't go back to drinking coffee. I'm like, man, I take the hard road. I take the zigzag and hardest ass road to get there, don't I? But I get there. I hope. Anyway, I'll get there. Anyway, peace out, YouTube. The keto flu is real. It is fucking real. And Jade, I was like, I was thinking about you going to carry your keto flu. And I'm thinking, but that's severe pain? Yes. And I looked at a couple videos, clips this morning about why it happens. Because why didn't I do that before? Because because I'm not very smart sometimes. It's the rapid drop in electrolytes. It's the water loss, rapid, and it's pulling your minerals out, potassium and sodium, good sodiums, or whatever it is we're supposed to have in there. And I was like, oh, so I could have just had an electrolyte solution and felt a hell of a lot better. Maybe I should use that Alka-Beige that the dentist gave me to rinse my teeth with. Because he's like, I want you to mix a half a teaspoon of this with water, rinse your teeth, and swallow it. I did it 2 nights. It was so effing disgusting. I mean, it was so much salt, I thought I was going to gag. So I started putting it in capsules and just taking one before I went to bed and swish my teeth. I haven't swished my teeth. But when you stop eating the carbs, your teeth no longer build up that frickin' plaque. And the plaque builds up on the underside and the outside of this frickin' thing, and it's white and it's absolutely disgusting. And look, there's no white spots on my splint now because I stopped the carbs. I mean, and it's that quick that it stops. So anyway, keto flu is real. It's a fucking nightmare. Don't do it. If you start to feel flu-y, you just have a little half a grapefruit, or what they're telling you is do electrolytes without sweeteners if you can. I mean, salt. They're like, eat lots of salt. And be like, salt's bad. Now, well, clearly it's not. I mean, they put salt licks in the woods for the deer, try to draw them in so they can shoot them. I mean, salt licks out in the field for the cows and the horses. Clearly, it's not bad. They need it in the summer because they're losing water from the heat, and it'll tear your ass up. So, let's have a great day, YouTube. Oh my God, I'm so sorry I talked for 18 and a half minutes. Jesus, help us all.